we need to talk about how Anna was basically in a karmic relationship. And if you've ever had one of those relationships that was intense from the get-go, potentially volatile, and triggered you like there was no tomorrow, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In my Movies with a Message episode, I talked about how Anna and Elsa healed their inner child by stepping out of old karmic cycles. But we need to talk about what, or should I say who, triggers that change. In this video, I'm referencing specifically romantic karmic relationships. Disclaimer, everyone experiences karmic relationships differently. These are just some of the telltale signs over time that you're probably in a karmic relationship. So spiritualists know karmic relationships to be two people brought together from past lives to work out unfinished business or impart certain lessons in this life that need to be learned. Those that do not believe in past lives believe that karmic relationships are there to help us work out repetitive cycles from our early childhood. Either way, there are important messages from Frozen that you need to know. The very first thing about karmic relationships that's illustrated through Disney's Frozen is that karmic relationships start very quickly and they are unavoidable, as shown by Hans literally running into Anna with his horse. It's unavoidable and an instant attraction. Anna's smitten and then notices him again at Elsa's coronation. Then immediately after Elsa disappoints her, she runs into Hans again. She's drawn to him. She trusts him enough to open up to him, even though they just met. When you meet someone you're about to enter a karmic relationship with, you will feel immediately drawn to them. Something you can't really explain draws you in, and that's why they typically move very quickly. It can be one of those relationships that's like a whirlwind romance. One minute you're asking them their favorite color, and then the next minute you're moving in together. Another sign of a karmic relationship is that they trigger big feelings. And that's because they mirror your wounds back to you. Yes, Anna experiences romance with Hans, but most importantly, she experiences connection. She finally feels seen after being shut out from the person she loves most. And Hans mirrors her wounds. He has 12 brothers, some of which pretended he was invisible. And Anna's shadow relates to that. They feel just alike, and that's why they feel like they're meant to be. But in reality, they see one another as the answer to each other's pain. Like in the song they sing together, Love is an Open Door, Anna says, all my life has been a series of doors in my face. Then suddenly I bump into you. Then Hans says, I've been searching my whole life to find my own place. And after that they sing to each other, but with you, and Hans says, I found my place. And Anna says, I see your face. Wrapping it all up with the line, say goodbye to the pain of the past. We don't have to feel it anymore. A lot of the time, this dynamic can be seen as love, at least a healthy love. But it's important to know the difference here because both Anna and Hans are using each other like a band-aid to heal the pain that they've experienced in their childhood. And then as you get older, get more experienced in life, you start to recognize this as an unhealthy type of love, allowing you to then seek out a healthier type of love for yourself. Karmic relationships trigger your shadow, but without providing a safety net. They make it so your shadow is unavoidable, and especially at the peak of this relationship, you will see it in almost every interaction. It's destined to trigger positive change though, even if it feels negative in the moment. There can be a lot of abstract things to understand about karmic relationships. But one of the biggest indicators of a karmic relationship is that it will make you question how you view the outside world and other people. In Frozen, Hans comes in as the change maker. The pattern between Anna and Elsa has gone on long enough. The time is up on the karmic cycle and it needs a push to end. So here comes Hans. He gives Anna the feeling of what life could be like once she steps out of the karmic cycle that she is in. And because of that, Anna begins to question why she's been denied for so long.
What did I ever do to you?
Enough, Anna.
No, why? Why do you shut me out? Why do you shut the world out? What are you so afraid of? I said enough!
And that's why in a karmic relationship, you start to act not like yourself because your wounds have been triggered, which is the first step of change. And that's when Anna takes the first steps out of her karmic cycle by speaking up. Anna learns to use her words to speak her truth, and that's what triggers the ascension between Anna and Elsa, and they head up the mountain. And you notice that as soon as Anna begins to ascend this karmic lesson, she's aligned with a much more appropriate soulmate. If we're going to talk about Hans, we have to talk about Kristoff. Romantic soulmates tend to come into your life after you've learned the karmic lessons, and sometimes during. As Anna ascends the mountain, she meets Kristoff, and their meeting is much different from the one she had with Hans. She's unsure about him because he's a little rough around the edges, and it isn't exactly the love story she pictured in her dreams. What's different about this meeting, though, is that Anna's different. She speaks up about her needs and sets boundaries now, right at the beginning. I like the depiction of Anna and Kristoff as soulmates. I do, even though Frozen is mostly more of a story of sisters. I think their love story makes sense because a common misconception people have about soulmates is that everything is supposed to be happily ever after and rainbows and roses. But what they don't realize is that a soulmate is also supposed to challenge you. You will still be triggered by them. But the difference is they will be there to work with you as your wounds come up, which is different from the karmic relationship that triggers your wounds and then leaves you alone to deal with them. Your soulmate triggering you is different because they tell you what you need to hear, just like Kristoff.
What do we do?
I got this. You just don't fall off and don't get eaten.
But I want to help!
No!
Why not?
Because I don't trust your judgment.
Excuse me?
Who marries the man she just met?
The aftermath of a soulmate relationship is also different because unlike the karmic where they make us question the outside world, the soulmate makes us turn inward. Loving them makes us want to be better for them and for ourselves. Like in the Fixer Upper song, a little bit of Fixer Upper. Is it called the Fixer Upper song? But in that song, the Fixer Upper shifts from being Kristoff to being Anna. It's also a message for her to love on her sister. Loving someone, healthy love, changes you for the better. And not because they change you, but because you change you. Soulmate relationships are designed to help us more than hurt us. They complement us with an E. They're not someone who's exactly like us, but someone who fits our gaps. Okay, now if we take a step back, outside of the romantic karmic relationships, we can kind of see how Elsa is also karmically linked to Hans. Hans also mirrors Elsa's unhealed wounds back to her, specifically when she's defending her castle. He tells her, don't be the monster they fear you are. And then in that moment, she surrenders and her chandelier falls. And then again, when she's trying to escape the prison at the end, Hans tells her that she was the reason why her sister died. Another unhealed wound, subconscious fear of hers.
Elsa! You can't run from this!
Just take care of my
Then
sister.
when the time is up on a karmic relationship, it ends with drama. Because that person's mask will fall, the karmic ties will be cut. And they won't be that person who you romanticized in your head. Just like the way Hans ended it with Anna, he turned out to be selfishly motivated and drawn to her because she had been too selfless.
A true love's kiss. Oh, Anna. If only there was someone out there who loved you.
What?
Alright, if you watch this whole video, I don't want you to panic. There's no reason to be scared of karmic relationships. They're a natural part of life. And the thing is, most of them you won't even know are karmic until they're over or it's time for it to end. So yeah, are you conscious of any karmic relationships you've had in the past? Comment down below. I think it really takes a quiet ego to recognize some of them. You should see how Liz did it in Eat, Pray, Love. I have that video right here. As always, I'm sending love and healing your way. Bye.